Hi, everybody. It's your old pal Chuck. Before I begin, let me just apologize for the somewhat haphazardly looking review station. As I mentioned in my Legends Skywarp review, my house is undergoing some much needed renovations. And it has progressed to a point that I've had to remove um, my computer, camera, stuff like that from the home because they're working on that main floor and there isn't another location I can use. Uh, so I am at my summer home in the uh, estates of Origo Park. Uh, those of you who are from Queens will probably get a little bit of a chuckle. But what's not funny is the figure I have before you right now. This is Combiner Wars Legends Rodimus. Um, this is a fairly unique figure. I will admit I am a little disappointed. I thought for sure that there would have been a little more extensive retooling done on the figure to make up for to make it more Rodimus-y, uh, since this is a retool of Blackjack. I thought maybe we would have gotten, somehow a way to attach the axe to the back here to give him his fins. And what really gets me is on the card and the nice little collector's card, it kind of shows you on the card it's launching missiles. On the card, on the collector's card, uh, it is his traditional wrist blasters, but as you can see, this is just a straight repaint with a new head. And let's come in and get a little close-up look here of the head. It'll allow me to clean this up for you. And it is, a Rodimus head. This does look like Hot Rod as he's been portrayed in more recent media. He's not the foolhardy child, teenage, character that's going to lead the Autobots and feel guilty about it. But he's not a Prime, so this is, as I always say, these newer Rodami are basically, Rodimus after Optimus has come back, and obviously he can't just going back to being, hey man, let's party. But it's interesting just to see him in this scale since the original classics figure, that deluxe figure, is rather polarizing. Some people like myself kind of enjoy it and really don't have a problem with it, while others think it's not that great. But we all agree, I think it's time with the new advances in toy design and sculpting that Rodimus get a proper deluxe upgrade. Heck, I'd go for a Voyager Rodimus that can turn into Rodimus Prime. Like a deluxe figure that has a trailer attachment, and then you can, like the Masterpiece, do a little finagling with the legs to make them look like Rodimus Prime. I'm sure it'll be better than the Masterpiece figure. But, I mean, this is about it. Articulation is exactly the same as Blackjack. I know a lot of people love this mold due to the articulation. Uh, I think it's fine. I'm not going to rush out and get every single version of it. I know Japan has a different take that's supposed to be, I think, Runamuck or Runabout. It's one of the Jump Charger Decepticon twins, but this is his robot mode. We'll pause and we'll just jump right into vehicle mode. And here's Rodimus in its vehicle mode. And look, it has its trademark spoiler, which is because you can peg the weapon on in vehicle mode and you get those fins, which was probably the reason why this got redone as Rodimus. To be honest, there are quite a few smaller scale Rodimus figures that maybe don't have proper fins. They're like painted on or something like that. So you really can't fault the figure, but you do have the nice flame pattern right there, and other than that, this rolls quite nicely and things of that nature. Now, as we know from Blackjack, this figure is meant to be the chess piece for the Optimus Prime Motormaster mold. And just right there, I went ahead and converted Rodimus into his chess piece mode. Unfortunately, due to my collection being in storage during my renovations, I do not have Optimus Prime here to show what it looks like connected to the chest of for the Optimus Maximus mode. So you're just going to have to imagine. And also keep in mind, this is meant to go with the white repaint, which actually isn't released yet, and I don't think will be available till sometime in August. I'm not getting that figure. I have one Optimus Prime. I don't need another one. Even with the Star Convoy-ish remolded head, I think this figure in this color scheme works best with the first Optimus Prime. But so yeah, so that's basically it for Rodimus. We'll just pause, and I'll give you my final thoughts. Rodimus has a unique history. As a character, it started out hated by fans because a lot of them blamed Rodimus for Optimus Prime dying and then replacing him. And it's just, over time, those fans grew up, and I'll admit, at first I wasn't sure about Rodimus, but as an adult going back and watching those season 3 episodes, really some of the best writing in the Transformers cartoon. Um, and then in more recent times, Rodimus has been shown as a more serious and stringent leader, which I think better fits the character as someone who could be a prime or was a prime. Um, Regardless, moving on into these later waves of figures, be it Combiner Wars or anything else, you're going to start seeing a lot more repaints and retools. And a lot of times fans don't have a problem with that. Personally, I think there's a few too many repaints, retools in the Combiner Wars line. I know a lot of people would disagree with that. So it becomes a bit of picking and choosing what you want. Um, we know that there were issues with Blackjack staying on to Motormaster as the chess piece for Menasor. I don't know how this is going to Rodimus is going to work with Optimus Prime, but regardless, as a desk toy and a unique representation of Rodimus, I think this is a good figure. Um, I'll be honest, I don't know if I'll buy another version of this mold beyond this point, just because it just doesn't grab me. But that could be okay because I know of certain Rodimus Rodimus Prime fans who live in, say, Canada, who probably already have 6 dozen shipping cases of this figure on their way to them. So I got this figure off of Amazon. It was popping in and out of stock, but as of this recording, it is in stock for retail price. I know it's been showing up in various retail stores. I think even Big Bad Toy Store has it as a set with Skywarp, but they're charging a little bit more of a premium due to the fact that they're the only new molds in the wave that are in carryovers. So I would say Amazon or mainstream retailer is your best bet if you want to get Rodimus. So this is your old pal Chuck for Rodimus. Thank you once again for understanding the whole little slapdash review station. Hopefully things will be back to normal sooner than later. We will catch you next time.